Everyone, Aaron here for Zollotech, and iPhone 13 Pro and iPhone 13 Pro Max are the latest flagship iPhones from Apple, and I wanted to help you decide which one would be best for you. Apple has made it a little bit easier this year between both the Pro and the Pro Max phones to decide which one to buy, but there are some differences as well. And the first thing is the price and storage. Price starts at $999 for the 13 Pro and goes up to $1,499. You have the options of 128 gigabytes up to 1 terabyte of storage. You have the same storage option on the iPhone 13 Pro Max, but instead of $999, it starts at $100 more at $1,099 and goes up to $1,599. So the price is $100 more if you're going from the Pro to the Pro Max. Now, also this year, they come in the exact same color options. So we have Sierra Blue that I have here, both on the 13 Pro and 13 Pro Max. And then the same colors as last year are still available: gold, silver, and graphite. But Sierra Blue is the new color as opposed to Pacific Blue that we had last year. Now, as far as the overall build, well, they're identical in every way. The sides are made of stainless steel, just like you would expect. We have glass on the back, ceramic shield on the front that seems to be very durable to drops and scratches, and they're exactly the same other than their overall size when it comes to build. So as you can see, the size comparison, it is definitely a big jump up to go to the 13 Pro Max, and with that you also have an increase in weight. So the 13 Pro comes in at 7.19 ounces or 204 grams, where the 13 Pro Max is 8.46 ounces or 240 grams. So there's definitely an increase in weight by quite a bit. You can definitely feel it, but both are not so heavy that you can't get used to it fairly quickly. Now, obviously, the other thing is the overall screen size. So both of them have Super Retina XDR displays that both go up to 1000 nits of brightness or 1200 nits when you're using HDR footage. So they both go super bright. They're easy to see in sunlight. There's no differences whatsoever as far as that goes. They both have Apple's ProMotion, so it smooths out the display up to 120 Hertz and just makes everything super smooth, whether you're scrolling through settings or maybe you're just going through your app library and scrolling through that. Just the experience is very smooth overall. It could be in music, it could be anywhere else. The experience scrolling is definitely something you'll notice a difference with when it comes to the Pro phones this year, but you don't get any lack of features on either size. Now with the 13 Pro, the overall size of the display is 6.1 inches, same as last year with the 12 Pro, and it's 2532 by 1170 pixels with a pixel density of 460 pixels per inch. With the larger phone, the 13 Pro Max, it's 6.7 inches, 2778 by 1284 with 458 pixels per inch. So there's really no difference there. You can't see that 2 pixel per inch difference. They both look great no matter how you're looking at the displays. The other thing that's different between them is the battery. Since the 13 Pro Max has a larger size, it can store a larger battery. So with that, the Pro Max will get more battery life. According to Apple, the Pro comes in at 22 hours of video playback, where the Pro Max goes up to 28 hours of video playback. Now the iPhone 13 Pro has a 3095 milliamp hour battery, where the 13 Pro Max has a 4352 milliamp hour battery. In my experience, the Pro Max gets about at least a third better battery life in regular usage. So if we go to my battery settings, we'll go to a similar day. I've used both for about a week at a time. Now with the 13 Pro and Pro Max, I picked a day so you could see in my battery usage where I used between 60 and 70% of the battery. In the same amount of battery usage time on the 13 Pro, I used it for 3 hours and 14 minutes of screen on time with 50 minutes of screen off time. Using the same amount of battery or power on the Pro Max, I had 5 hours and 26 minutes of screen on time and 2 hours and 46 minutes of screen off time. So what that means is I'm again getting about a third better battery life on the Pro Max. In my general use, between using both of them equally for about a week each, I was able to get to about 50 to 70% of my battery life left at the end of the night before I went to bed with the Pro Max on average. With the 13 Pro, it was a little bit less, 40 to 50% of my battery life left. So both of them will easily get through a day, but the Pro Max's battery life like I've never seen on an iPhone before. So if that's what you care about most, pick up the Pro Max. As far as charging is concerned, they both have the same sort of charging setup, but the 13 Pro will charge slightly slower according to Apple. 50% charge in 30 minutes using a 20-watt adapter, where the Pro Max will charge 50% in about 35 minutes with the same adapter. There's some information out there saying you can charge the 13 Pro or Pro Max at a higher wattage, but it doesn't seem to make a difference as far as the overall charge time is concerned. Now, as far as everything else, well, everything other than what I've mentioned already is absolutely identical between the phones. So the same specs, the same A15 Bionic CPU that's super fast, has the new processors in it, and is more power efficient. Both have the same thing. They both have the same camera arrays on the back. This time, there's no compromise from year to year like there was last year with the 12 Pro and 12 Pro Max. The 13 Pro and 13 Pro Max have the exact same camera sensors, modules, sensor shift stabilization, and everything else is identical. You have a wide angle, a telephoto, and a regular ultra wide as well that is just really great for video. I've recorded my reviews of both of these phones using other iPhones that were similar, and the results are really phenomenal. The camera quality is great. The forward-facing camera is identical as well, as is the notch. So you can see the notch has been shrunk slightly this year, but they're identical on the screen. Despite having a little bit extra screen real estate on the right, you still don't get the percentage up there on either of them. So it will look the same unless Apple updates this in the future. Also, the speakers are identical. They've relocated the speakers to the top, at the very top above the notch, and then of course on the bottom. They sound exactly the same. You also have the same IP rating, the same features, and everything else as far as 5G. So you have the same speeds, capabilities, bands available, and everything else, even dual eSIM. There's no difference whatsoever when it comes to those features on the phone. So really there's three things that you're picking between. Price is one of them. Then also you're picking between whether or not you want the extra weight of the iPhone 13 Pro Max over the 13 Pro, and then you're also picking whether or not you want that extended battery. Those are the choices between both of these phones. There's nothing else other than that. That's really the only choice you have to make. So if you can handle a larger phone, or maybe you have large hands, the 13 Pro Max would be perfect for you. If you don't, and maybe you need something a little bit smaller, but you want something that still has all the Pro features, well, then the 13 Pro would be perfect for you as well. Both of them offer phenomenal battery life, amazing displays, amazing cameras. I would recommend you go check out those other videos I recorded with them if you care about the cameras, as the ProRes feature that's coming to the iPhone 13 Pro and Pro Max, or maybe out by the time you're watching this video. You have those options for ProRes with the video cameras. Let's switch over here and I'll show you what I mean. Video on the 13 Pro, you can see you'll have the option for ProRes. ProRes gives you the best quality, although it does take some time to offload it from the camera, and it does take up a huge amount of storage, but the video footage itself looks phenomenal. So you have all of those capabilities, and either one of them is a great choice. I would highly recommend one. And if you're wondering about upgrading maybe from a 12 Pro to a 13 Pro, the same sort of considerations are there. So those things, if the camera, the battery, and the displays matter most to you, then it's worth an upgrade to one of these phones. If they don't, then you may want to wait until the following year. But both of them are great. And also, if you can get a discount from trading in your old phone for a new one, well, then they're both a great upgrade. If not, then you may want to wait a year. Now, if you've upgraded to a 13 Pro or Pro Max, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. And which one did you pick and why? Do you like the larger size of the 13 Pro Max, or did you opt for a smaller phone, or maybe even smaller with a 13 mini? I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. If you'd like to get your hands on this wallpaper, of course, I'll link it in the description like I normally do. And if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. And if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. As always, thanks for watching. This is Aaron. I'll see you next time.